Before you upgrade LinuxCNC on Debian Trixie, you need to hear this, or you might waste hours fixing problems that don't exist. You've got LinuxCNC running version 2.94 that came with Trixie, and the current release is 2.97, and your instinct says upgrade. But here's the thing, that instinct might be wrong, plus it's not easy to do. So stick around because I'm going to show you the right way to handle this decision. So first, let's look at Debian's upgrade policy. When Trixie was released, the current version of LinuxCNC was 2.95, and that's what's in Trixie. Debian emphasizes stability over latest software versions. So once an app is in Debian, it stays there for the life of that Debian version. Bug fixes might appear in Trixie point releases like Debian 13.1, but we're essentially locked into what's shipped with Trixie until the next. So the next question is, do I even need to upgrade LinuxCNC? And that is the question you really should be asking. So here's where it gets interesting. After a new LinuxCNC version like 2.9 is released, only bug fixes are committed to the code base until the next version drops. In this case will be 2.10. So LinuxCNC bug in the Jumper 5 was released just after Trixie to fix a bug in the Jumper GUI. But this fix inadvertently broke the venerable Access GUI. So 2.96 was released to fix access, and finally 2.97 was released to fix a problem with the XHC USB pendants. So unless you're specifically using the Jumper GUI or the XHC USB pendant, there's literally no reason to upgrade to version 2.97. You're not missing features, you're not missing performance improvements, you're just fine on 2.94. So pause here and drop a comment. Are you staying on 2.94 or jumping to a newer version if you know how to do it? I want to know what the community is running. What the heck? I want to upgrade anyway. So if you're still determined to upgrade despite what I've just told you, here's the painless way to do it. I spent hours looking for the simplest solution, so let's get started. So I was ready to record this video, and then Andy, the LinuxCNC release manager, came up with a script to do it all for you. So apologies for being a little bit delayed, but let's get Andy's script. Go to the LinuxC forum and find the announcement. So let's fire up LinuxCNC. So here we are, and we want to make sure I get the right mouse. We want to open the browser. We want to go to forum.linuxcnc.org. So let's go to linuxcnc.org and go to the forum and go to LinuxCNC announcements and find the 2.97 release. And Andy has a little script here, a combined script, which is undergoing testing. So let's download that. And we can go back to this. Save link as. Download. So there we go, we've got that. So let's open our folder and we'll go to downloads. Sorry, but the technology is giving me a hard time here. So go to downloads, right click on the script and go to properties and click on permissions and allow this file to run as a program. Close on that, and then we can open a we can open a terminal here. And look, here we go. And we can just type in a dot and a / to say we're in this folder, and type in Linux. If you hit the tab button, it'll just finish the line off from what it knows in the screen. So we'll run this little script. So now we've got a file. So now we can go back to our line where we said sudo dot / LinuxCNC install. Type LinuxCNC. And we can see now we've got LinuxCNC 2.9.7 there. So that's perfect. 2.9.7 comes up on the splash screen and everything's opening up. Now, at this point, all your configurations for your machines will still be under the LinuxCNC folder because that doesn't get overwritten. So there you have everything back where it belongs. So we saw that we changed the permissions and now it's looking good. And if we type in LinuxCNC, we should have the program up and running. And you can see there that it came up at 2.97 and it opened here. And if I open a configuration 2.97, if we open this configuration, and it comes up at 2.97 in the splash screen. And also we should have under the applications, the CNC folder is there, and we've still got LinuxCNC working there. And we've got 2.97. So perfect. And some people will say, but I need the development version of LinuxCNC. So some applications like Plasmac, Qt Plasmac or Qt Dragon are still evolving rapidly. So running the development branch makes sense because there are significant changes since 2.9 in those versions. So getting the development branch for Trixie isn't easy without compiling from source, and we'll leave that to another video. But I've got some insider intel for you. What we're going to do is we're going to navigate to, and if we go to github.com / F355 LinuxCNC releases. Now, this is one of the developer's personal systems. I don't know how much longer this will last, but if you go down here to version 2.1 and open the assets, you'll find LinuxCNC USpace is the one without the dev. That should be it. AMD 264 if I read down on the bottom line. So let's download that and let's open the folder, and we've got this here. So we can open this with GDebi. It says an older version is available in a software channel, and generally you are recommended to install a version from the software channel since it's usually better supported. So we could install that here, or the other way that you can do it is back into our browser, into our desktop. I'll just copy this. And we can type in dpackage, dpkg -i for install, and that folder, and that file name. Except I've got an extra G in there, so let's just go back and edit that. Sudo. Now, once this is done, you won't be able to do a manual upgrade, or you do a system upgrade using sudo apt upgrade, because it's not in the repositories yet. So hopefully Andy will fix that as we move forward. So we'll just wait for this to complete. So there we go, we're done. And if we type in LinuxCNC, we should see 2.10. There we go. And if we open this one, we got 2.10, and it has a pre there because it's a pre-release. Let's try another sim. We'll try Qt Plasma metric. So there we have it, Qt Plasma, latest version, ready to go. So now I'll just have to close this. So the next question is, how stable is the development branch? Well, I have found over the years that it's very stable. I ran the development branch or master branch of LinuxCNC for years, and there was only one time that I had issues, and it was fixed overnight. You don't need to upgrade for every single change. You can skip an upgrade for a while if something looks risky. So here's your decisions tree. Stay on 2.94 if you're not using Jimica Pi or the USB pendant. So stay on 2.95. Upgrade to 2.97 if you need a specific GUI fix or you're using one of the XHC USB pendants. And then only jump to the 2.10 development branch if you're running Qt Plasma or Qt Dragon and want the latest features. So there you have it. If this saved you from an unnecessary upgrade headache, hit subscribe because I'm covering the LinuxCNC 2.10 stable release the moment it drops. And trust me, you won't want to miss that breakdown.